I broke up with and kicked my girlfriend out because she went to an after party without me. My girlfriend Becca and I had been together for about 8 months. Things were getting serious, and I honestly thought we were heading towards something long-term. We lived together in my apartment, split the bills, the whole deal. So last Friday night, her coworker Jake was throwing this massive house party for his promotion. We'd been planning to go together for weeks. I picked out my clothes, she bought a new outfit. We were both excited. But then on Friday morning, my boss called me into work. Some emergency with our biggest client, and I'm the only one who knew how to fix it. I told Becca I'd probably be stuck at the office until around 10, but I'd meet her at the party once I was done. She seemed cool with it, said she'd just hang out with her friends until I got there. No big deal, right? Well, I finished up at work around 9:30 and headed straight to Jake's place. When I got there, the party was still going strong, but I couldn't find Becca anywhere. I asked around, and Jake told me she'd left about an hour ago with some people to go to an after party at this guy Trevor's house. Here's where it gets weird. Trevor is this dude from her old job who's been sliding into her DMs for months. She'd shown me his messages before, and they were definitely not just friendly. Stuff like, miss working with you, and we should grab drinks sometime. I'd told her it made me uncomfortable, and she said she'd handle it. So I'm standing there at this party, feeling like an idiot, and I call her. No answer. I text her asking where she is. Nothing. I wait another hour, then drive to Trevor's place. His house is packed, music blasting, and I walk in to find my girlfriend sitting on Trevor's couch, basically cuddled up next to him, laughing at something on his phone. When she saw me, she jumped up like she'd been caught doing something wrong. I asked if we could talk outside, and she followed me, already getting defensive before I even said anything. It's not what it looks like, she started, which is probably the worst thing you can say in that situation. I asked her why she didn't tell me she was going to an after party, especially at Trevor's place. She said it was spontaneous, that a group of them just decided to come over, and she didn't want to bother me while I was working. But here's the thing that really got me. When I asked who else from the party came with her, she got all vague. Oh, you know, just some people. I looked around and didn't recognize a single person from Jake's party. It was basically just Trevor and his friends. I told her I was uncomfortable with her being there, especially since she hadn't answered my calls or texts. She rolled her eyes and said I was being possessive and that she could go wherever she wanted. Which, yeah, technically she could, but we're supposed to be a team. If your boyfriend is looking for you at a party and you disappear to some other guy's house without saying anything, that's not cool. We argued for like 20 minutes in Trevor's driveway. She kept saying I was overreacting, that nothing happened, that I needed to trust her. But trust goes both ways, and hiding where you're going with a guy who's been hitting on you doesn't exactly scream trustworthy. Finally, she said she was staying at the after party, and I could either join her or go home. I told her if she stayed, we were done. She laughed and said I was bluffing. I wasn't. I went home, packed all her stuff into garbage bags, and left them outside my apartment door. Changed the locks that night too. When she came back the next morning, still in her party clothes, she found her stuff on the porch and started banging on the door. I opened it and told her we were over. She went from angry to crying to angry again, saying I was crazy and controlling. But honestly, I wasn't asking for much. Don't disappear to your admirer's house without telling me. Answer your phone when I call. Basic relationship stuff. She tried to get back together for weeks after that, texting me, showing up at my work, even got her friends to call me saying she was sorry, but I was done. Found out later from Jake that she'd been talking to Trevor at the party way before I even got there, and that she'd actually asked him if she could come over. It wasn't spontaneous at all.